Do you like comic books, video games, movies, and television? Are you way more interested in fictional superheroes than actual human beings or real life? Do you like listening to people discuss these topics for roughly an hour or two at a time?
Well, if you liked when this asshole did it alone,
You're gonna love me. This is the intro to our podcast, ain't it? What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Bat in the Hat podcast, where we dive deep into all things nerd. My name is Dick Grayson, and with me, of course, as always, is Matt. Just Matt. What's up, Matt?
Hello, welcome to the show. I hope everyone's having a great day. My name is Matt.
You're the
Just
worst.
Matt. How are you?
You're the worst co-host. I need a new one.
hey, get up, man.
Okay.
Oh, hey, dude, what's up?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm good. I am great, grand, wonderful. How you been?
My dog is circling you like a shark.
Yeah,
And you're
she's
getting
cute, man. She
distracted.
licked my hand. It scared the death out of me. Scared me.
That's fair. She's a ball of cuteness, and she can't help but give affection.
Yeah.
Guys, today we are going to have I don't know. It's going to be a fun show. It's something that I've been looking forward to for a while because Season 2, Episode 1 of Titans just dropped. Now, full disclosure, if you're listening to this, Season 2, Episode 2 also has dropped because we're recording it on Friday. It's already out. We haven't seen it yet. So we're not going to talk about Episode 2, which is fine because I really want to talk about Episode 1. And then we're going to go over a little bit of the history of the Titans, right? Something that me and Matt are both kind of obsessed with. I think.
Right?
I think oddly, the Titans have turned into like our favorite, like lineage.
Yeah, like I
Throughout-
was always big Judas Contract,
Yeah.
but over time, and especially with this show, man, like they have snuck into like my favorite team.
Well, just
I
the
think.
history and everything that kind of comes with the characters, I think is really badass, and I love everything. And I want to kind of clear up some of the misconceptions and a big one, which is why Dick Grayson left being Robin, and at least according to how it originally happened, which was during the Judas Contract, or right before the Judas Contract,
Right.
in Tales of the Teen Titans. So I kind of wanted to go over that kind of stuff, and also, of course, we have news. We don't have a whole lot of news, thankfully, because I think this is an episode I'd rather get into the meat and potatoes. But yeah. How did you like the first episode, Matt?
Oh man, so it's no secret I was a huge fan of season 1.
Yeah.
Thought the whole season was fantastically
For sure.
done. Everybody had their doubts and criticisms before it, dropped, obviously, like with their look and
Right.
the
the advertising was awful.
yeah,
And
it wasn't the greatest promo.
the
so.
first look we got for season 2 was questionable, and then of course we got a little more, and it kind of became more obvious how much it was going to rock.
Yeah, I mean it was killer, like from start to finish.
Yeah.
We'll get more into it later, but I absolutely loved it. So
For
to
sure.
answer your question, I was obviously super excited for the premiere season 2. I've been waiting forever. Did I have my or is it going to be as good? I hope so, but
Sure.
you never know. They're introducing my favorite character from arguably what I think they're mimicking one of my favorite stories.
Right.
So I was super excited, but after I saw that first episode, man,
Yeah, I mean, I can go ahead and say I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Oh, yeah,
I
100%.
loved it. That whole first episode. I'm excited to see the second one. I'm going to watch that tonight when I get home. And it's just an awesome show. But let's get into the news real quick and kind of talk about some of the stuff that's been going on. Again, we don't have like a whole lot. But one is that Haley Steinfeld. Do you know who Haley Steinfeld is? Are you familiar with who she is?
was she a Disney?
She was no, not a Disney, but she was in Pitch Perfect 3, I think. Maybe 2 and 3. But she was the lead in Bumblebee.
Oh yeah.
So
I know
you know
where
who
you're
I'm
going
talking
with this.
about.
Okay, I got you.
And gorgeous. I love her.
Yeah.
Great singing voice.
Good
She's
actress,
awesome.
too.
Very funny. She's just so goofy, and I really appreciate it. She was in a movie called The Edge of 17 that I absolutely adored. Like, I'm into those kind of cutesy, almost chick flick things. Like, I can't help it. And it was a great movie. It was a really... Woody Harrelson was in that movie, and he was so fucking funny. Like, you can't beat it. But she is tagged to play Kate Bishop in the new Hawkeye show. So I guess his daughter is not going to take the Kate Bishop role,
Unless they say that's his daughter.
I guess, but
Just
Kate
like a recast.
but we know
essentially.
she's playing Kate Bishop, and Kate
yeah.
Bishop is not Hawkeye's daughter.
Unless it's an alias.
I just think that's interesting. She's great. I think I never would have pegged her for this, except if they're just going for the look. But Disney has a way of taking these kinds of actors and actresses and turning them into action stars and, letting them be Avengers. So I think that's pretty cool.
It's funny you said that too, because I firmly believe like they have their people picked out years in advance.
No way. I disagree.
I do, because I mean, like, and he's not an example because he's not in the Marvel universe, but think of like when whoever decided to turn John Krasinski into a more action-oriented actor.
Right. Ooh,
They had been watching The Office, and they're like, all we got to do is get him to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah, but speaking of which, I just watched the trailer that dropped for season 2 of
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
Can't
I
wait.
loved season 1, man.
We should do one about that.
I would love to do a Jack Ryan episode when that drops, because that's going to drop like last season that you could binge it. So I'm going to binge the entire fucking season.
I'm not gonna lie here. This weekly stuff with Titans is hard.
I hate it.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
I don't like the week to week.
And they know too, so I
Yeah.
swear the end of their episodes are like huge because they know they're leaving you on a cliffhanger.
Which again is smart, like for them. That's totally. I understand why they do it. That somebody was saying that a lot of the streaming services are going to start going to that. Netflix,
Yeah, they said Netflix.
Netflix already has several shows that are week to week. Hulu is going to start having shows. They're all kind of going to move to keeping you, and that's just smart on their part, because once you binge something, what do you they don't have.
I don't know.
They don't have the subsequent views and the logs. I guess in the following weeks, they have to keep the numbers strong for several weeks. So, I thought that was really cool. Jack Ryan looks great. I can't wait to talk about that one. You're right. I can now hear some of the echoiness.
That's fine.
And I hope it's not.
Guys, we are coming to you
on the
live from Havana.
Yeah.
We
Cuba.
are actually. Oh, here comes the voice.
I hate
We
you.
are we're just in a different room, so it's a lot more spacious. We have casting couches,
Yeah.
and you know about those, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, my roommate was saying when things are week to week that he feels like you remember it better. I don't know if I necessarily agree, but I get what he's
disagree.
saying. Like,
I disagree.
he's like, for me, if I binge it, like if I kind of like blur everything a little bit.
If I binge it, I piece together the story and I remember it better. When
It's
I do,
funny because I agree with you, and then I think back of stuff I've binged, and I'm like, oh, I have no idea what happened.
The only time that's true is if I'm binging something and I'm not paying attention, which happens. It definitely happens.
I do that with our conversations.
So New York Comic Con is coming up actually October 3rd to October 6th, which I'm pretty excited about. Just because maybe we're going to have more stuff to talk about. Maybe they're going to have some like drops, like reveals, something. Maybe something crazy is still yet to come before the end of 2019. But New York Comic Con, just wanted to remind you guys in case you are big Comic Con followers, you wanted to keep up with what's going on. Eddie Redmayne wants to play the Riddler in Matt Reeves' The Batman. Eddie Redmayne, who you guys might know from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, or Fantastical Beasts.
And the Dutch Girl,
I don't know what it's called.
Fantastic Beasts.
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the Harry Potter.
I can actually get behind this.
Yeah, he fits
he's
the part,
cool.
man. He's
Like,
good. He's a really good actor.
Yeah.
I've in the things I've seen him in some of his dramatic stuff. Not like full on watch those movies because I'm not into the British like drama movies, but he seems like he's really good. Didn't he played one where he was transgender?
That's the Dutch Girl.
The Dutch Girl, and somebody was praising that, and they were saying that it was such a great
I
performance.
think he won awards for it. I can't remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind watching it. I saw the trailer for it, and I thought it looked really interesting. But
Yeah, I just would be curious to see how he portrays the character, because I think if he were to get that part, he would play it different than anything he's ever done before.
my favorite portrayal of the Riddler so far is like the Arkham games. I really like that.
Yeah.
Just the cockiness and the cadence of his voice. So I wouldn't mind if it was something similar to that. I also loved Jim Carrey, so I don't even know. But yeah, Eddie Redmayne, he really fits, man. I think that'd be a cool one. Tom Taylor is that was the book. Tom Taylor is set to write a new Suicide Squad book. Which is really cool because he's been writing Deceased. If you guys haven't been reading Deceased, it's basically DC's like zombies, but it's way better than like that. Just saying that makes it sound like it's a ripoff of like Marvel Zombies or something. It's amazing. It's a really great story.
Tom
and
Taylor's the guy that did Tool Time with Al Borland.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
So he's come. Wow, that's
yeah.
a way
He's right
different
now. He's writing comic books. He's no
career
longer
shift.
No longer a home improvement man.
Benford Tools presents the new Suicide Squad.
Yeah, he's writing Suicide Squad book. He also writes Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for Marvel. And so he's one of the few writers who goes not only back and forth, but he's simultaneously writing for both Marvel and DC, which I really love. But I think he's going to kill it in a Suicide Squad book, and I can't wait for that to come out because I love the Suicide Squad. That's always been one of my favorite facets of DC Comics, and they didn't do it right in the movie. So fingers crossed that James Gunn is going to fix that in this one.
I have high hopes. I
Yeah,
think he
me
will.
too.
I think it's
and
gonna be
again,
awesome.
guys, we talk about it all the time. I'm so easily entertained. I like, how do I say it? I can watch the Suicide Squad movie.
I love to hate that movie.
Yeah, I love to hate that movie. I can watch it and enjoy it and just know this is a bad movie.
When I said the Titans were creeping in to be like my new favorite team, that's because Suicide Squad's always been like
Right.
my number one.
I mean,
like,
Deadshot is such a great character, man.
yeah. So Deathstroke's up there, obviously, but Deadshot's like in my top 5.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Just Floyd Lawton's a very interesting character.
Speaking of Suicide Squad, Margot Robbie is attached to a Tank Girl reboot, which I never saw the original Tank Girl. Who played Tank Girl
What is Tank Girl?
in the 90s? It was a comic book property that was turned into a movie, and somebody famous played Tank Girl, and I don't know.
never
I
heard
don't
of it.
remember who it was, but it was somebody weird like
Uma Thurman.
no, what was the I'm Just a Girl? Who was No Doubt?
Gwen Stefani.
Gwen Stefani. Yeah, it was somebody. I don't think it was Gwen Stefani, but it was
Gwen
somebody.
Stefani.
Yeah, Gwen Stefani. It was somebody that would remind you of her.
I'm just a girl.
Yeah, we're kind of out of news already. But the last piece of news is Matt Reeves. Did you know Matt Reeves wanted Mahershala Ali, who is going to play Blade, as Commissioner Gordon for his movie?
Oh, I thought you were going to say you wanted him to be Batman.
No, he wanted him to be Commissioner Gordon.
That would have been interesting.
That would have been cool. I could
I'm
see
down.
him doing it.
Yeah, man, I'm down.
Why not? They could have gotten what's her name from Shazam, Megan Good, really beautiful, who plays the
The older version of the older sister.
of the younger sister.
Yeah, right.
The mix. Well, you know.
Oh,
Megan Good.
yeah. I
Yeah,
got
they
you.
could have gotten her to play Batgirl in that case. She could have been Mahershala Ali's daughter.
Word up.
That would have worked. She's getting older now. I can't believe she still looks so young because she's got to be getting to late
She's
30s.
like 65.
65. I don't know. But, guys, we're going to do a real quick ad read, and then we're going to move on to some Titans biz. Matt, you want to do an ad read?
All right. Deep breath.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Me and Matt really do hope that you love the Bat in the Hat podcast, but did you know that you can actually get paid just for listening to this podcast? I know it sounds insane, but it's true. We just discovered this free new app called Podcoin, and it literally pays you to listen to podcasts. Here's how it works. You listen to podcasts, and you earn Podcoin while you listen. Then you turn that Podcoin in for gift cards at places like Amazon or Starbucks. Or if you're a good human being, you could even donate that Podcoin to charity. The more you listen, the more you earn.
So here's what you do. Download the app right now on iPhone or Android, and I have a special code just for you. Simply use our code BATINTHEHAT, and you'll get 300 Podcoin. Podcoins? Podcoin. Just for signing up. And if you listen to enough of us on there, you can get a cappuccino at Starbucks or maybe even an Amazon gift card on us. So go ahead. Go listen to this podcast or virtually any podcast on Podcoin. Sign up with code BATINTHEHAT. I swear, it's going to change the way you listen to your podcast forever.
Man, what a fantastic ad read once again. I'm glad that one, that one almost seemed shorter than the rest.
Yep, they get better and better.
If you keep up this fucking voice,
better.
I'm going to smack the shit out of you.
Well, you hate us because you ain't us. That's what they always say.
All right, man, let's get into the show. How did you feel about the first episode? I mean, I know that we both liked it, but tell me a little about what were your favorite parts of the show. Do you want me to go over like the synopsis real quick, or do you want
No, let's just roll with it. I'll start.
All right, go
And
ahead.
then well, first of all, I exclaimed the word yeet very loud.
Yeet.
Yeah, I'd never done that before. It was new for me, and I'm not sure if it is a good thing, right? Yeet is good.
Yeet means to like throw with force.
Oh, well, I yeeted my excitement. I don't like that. Anyway, so so season 2,
launch.
episode 1. It's been no surprise they were introducing Deathstroke in this season. So my excitement level was through the roof. So I'm thinking in my head, I honestly had no anticipation of seeing Slade, Deathstroke, the suit, nothing. I was like, okay, I'm going
Right.
to put that out of my mind.
Yeah, I didn't. Honest to God, I don't think I expected
No.
it to be the first.
And I was
episode.
okay with it. Like, I was like, he'll be introduced probably like 3 or 4 episodes in.
Right.
Here's my honest thoughts about this
Especially
episode.
since episode 3 is called Slade. I
Yeah.
thought that was going to be
This one's going to be there. I think that's going to explain like what his vendetta is.
Yeah.
But
Right.
honestly, and I think I told you this the night I watched it, I honestly thought this premiere episode should have been the finale of season 1.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked
It really,
about that a little
it really
bit. I
should have.
agree.
It would have been amazing as a finale.
I almost don't understand why they left this as this was a total finale episode.
Oh, it was.
It wasn't a premiere episode.
Don't get me wrong. Like, that was a great way to end season 1, seeing Dick Grayson with the possessed eyes and, just wondering what the hell's going to happen next. But they wrapped up the Trigon part. I mean, it was the first 3/4 of this episode, maybe half. And I'm like, dude, you should have just let this be the finale. Like, it wouldn't have felt rushed. Like, you would have introduced Slade right at the end of the episode. Like, imagine that. Like, seeing Slade Wilson right at the finale and then have to wait.
Right.
Either way, it was a great first episode. The resolution with the Trigon stuff didn't feel silly to me. Like,
It
I was
didn't feel
afraid-
silly. It felt not. It didn't even feel rushed. It felt. But again, it just felt kind of like this should have been a finale.
Yeah, it worked, but I needed to see it last season.
The only
That's it.
goofiness to me was him walking. Didn't seem like it was rendered just 100% properly.
Yeah, like, it wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't.
It wasn't the
especially 'cause
greatest thing
It
I've
was
ever seen.
neat that we got Demon Trigon anyways.
Yeah, I didn't see that coming
I
either.
was pretty excited that we got any of that.
So they hit you with a lot of surprises in this episode, that being one of them. So let's see what else. They got the resolution for now, at least, of the Trigon part of the saga. How awesome was it that it goes just like it always does, where he goes in the jewel and
Right, yeah.
in Raven's head? That's
Well,
awesome.
and I think that's seminal. Like, you can't
Yeah.
change that. You have to embed it. I also thought it was funny that they embedded it in her forehead, and it looked really cool. And then I was thinking to myself, like, but wait, I've seen shots of after this, and it just looks like it's kind of sitting there. And then you can see it slowly lifting enough to where it's just the stick-on
Right.
jewel.
Yeah,
Just
because it
like-
was cool because it popped from inside her head. It like popped
Right.
out of her skin, and that was a really cool segment. Which, by the way, I love the chick that plays Raven.
I also expected her to get a haircut like sometime in the first episode,
Yeah.
but her hair just changed.
Yeah, it
just,
did.
Just magic. Like,
It's pretty
not
funny.
only did she get the jewel in her head, Trigon changed her hair.
It was
and
like once she transcended to that level, everything changed.
they
even
clearly
her
listened
cut.
to what people were saying last season because
Yeah.
I don't think she didn't look bad. I mean, again,
No, she
she's
looked
beautiful.
fine.
She's a fine actress. I think that she was great. But a lot of us were like, that looks like a weird Raven, and then they were like, all right, let's just do comic book Raven, and they
Yeah.
did comic book Raven,
And
so that's pretty
she
cool.
looks good. Like, she looks great. I like the chick that plays her. I like the whole cast. I mean, I think the guy that plays Beast Boy or
Right.
Gar, I think he was the best casting choice I've probably ever seen in this capacity. He was perfect.
We got a lot in this first episode.
Yeah, tons of
because there was, I mean, the resolution with Trigon was most of the first episode.
Yeah, that was paramount.
But then it still feels like you got so much stuff after that.
Yeah, it was weird because I was expecting it to end shortly
Right.
after, and you still had like
20
minutes.
Yeah.
So they were able to introduce at least
This-
in a capacity Slade Wilson.
This show itself was over an hour, like, for
Yeah.
that first episode. And I thought it was interesting because basically what happened is you have all of them are now possessed. So Hawk and Dove meet up with Jason Todd, and they go and meet Coriander and what's her name? What's Wonder Girl's name?
I just said it the other day.
You know who I'm talking
Come
about.
on,
Donna Troy.
Donna Troy.
Fuck yeah, I'm smart.
I is smart.
They all met up outside of Trigon's like bubble, like his shield, and once they broke through, they were like all kind of taken by
but you're
his.
forgetting when they went and got Jason and all that. That was pretty
Well,
funny.
that's what I said. Hawk and Dove met up with Jason, and then
Yeah,
they,
but that whole sequence was hilarious.
yeah, it was. It was. but
Jason's riding around. It reminded me of like Chris O'Donnell Robin, honestly. 'cause
that was Chris O'Donnell Robin.
he was like riding a
Yeah.
motorcycle in
He was
Wayne
riding a
Mansion,
motorcycle
and
in the mansion.
He's like, "What's up?"
yeah. But so they go meet up, and then as soon as they cross the force field, they all get kind of like taken by Trigon's power, and they all
Yeah.
lose themselves
Yeah.
to their worst, like inner selves, and
Which they show it's like a continuation, which was awesome when Raven was like, "I need to go rescue Dick because I can't do it without him." Like they did like the whole he's the chosen one almost thing where it's like she's like, "I need him."
not even so much the chosen one, but he's the anchor. You know,
Right.
he grounds
he's
the
the
team.
one. Like,
yeah,
we need him. But when
he's
they
the Neo.
what I thought was awesome was when she went into when they're possessed, it's like they're in an alternate reality, basically.
Right.
And she goes in, and it's a continuation from the finale when he kills Batman.
Right.
Because when
yeah.
she goes in, there's Batman dead, and
yeah,
Dick's
I
like,
thought that was cool. He's
Yeah, it was
standing
awesome.
over Batman's body.
Now,
and
how
stuff.
awesome was it when they switched places and they were up on the trapeze of the Flying Grayson Circus together?
Yeah, that was
that
neat
was
too.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
That was
I
really
really enjoyed a lot of it, and the only one that bothered me was the Coriander one. Didn't seem like she was giving in to her worst self. She was like doing what was best, or what she thought was best.
Yeah, because you got to remember she was sent there to kill Raven.
Right.
So
And
it's like
Raven
she was just like, all right.
And Raven begged her, like, kill me, do what you were sent here to do. So
Yeah,
it didn't
she's
seem
like,
like she
sure.
was giving in to her worst self. It just seemed like she was like, this is for the good of everyone, but whatever. Yeah, I thought it was great. So the idea was that not only was he released, but she had to have her heart broken. Only when her heart is broken can he become what he is.
That felt very Disney princess to me because even
Right.
Trigon was like, "Is your heart breaking?" And I'm
Right.
like, "Oh, shut up."
I don't know. I thought
Do
it
you
was
have
cute.
Is the rose wilting?
But so how did they break her heart? They beat the fucking shit out of Beast Boy.
Yeah, the one guy that wasn't possessed, so
Yeah.
he was, feeling every hit.
Well, not only that, but in this canon, they kind of have a thing for each other, and they have in, I think, other story iterations. But
and they worked him hard too.
yeah, they beat the
his
shit
ass.
out of him, and it was pretty brutal.
You got to
And-
think of the people beating him up too. It's not just thugs. Like you got, let's just call it what
Right.
it is. You
These
got
are
Nightwing kicking his ass.
these are
You
trained
got
fighters.
Nude Robin
Yeah.
kicking his ass.
Hawk and Dove,
Yeah, they let him have it too.
which Minka Kelly plays Dove. She is so gorgeous. I can't get over her. She is beautiful.
And then you got Blue Mountain State
and
playing
yeah,
Hawk.
the guy who played Thad Castle. I can never remember his name, but he played Thad Castle.
And he's
in Blue
playing
Mountain
this
State.
role so good.
Both of them are phenomenal. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. The actors, like the acting ability in the show is honestly.
I was
really-
surprised in the first season how much I enjoyed the Hawk and Dove episode.
Yes, yeah.
It was easily one of the
The
best. ones.
origin episode was easily one
Awesome.
of my favorite episodes
So
from
good.
that season.
I have to give most credit to all these actors because they
Right.
are just all in, like they're killing it.
Yeah,
Nothing but good things to say.
nothing but good things. The so yeah, what we
I did like when he offed her his host wife or whatever.
Yeah,
When he was just like,
she's like, I don't understand. He's like, that's the problem. You never did.
I was so happy.
He
just
like
took-
breaks her neck. Was that a fire truck?
It's an alien.
It's an alien.
It's an alien. Oh, they're
The,
storming Area 51. I heard that got canceled.
I don't know.
I think it got canceled.
I'm not up to date on these crazy kids. And
Oh,
what they're
Area
doing.
51 is a military installation that was rumored to have the host the remains of
I'm
aliens from
positive-
Roswell, New Mexico.
Positive
isn't
that
new. You've
everybody
never heard
listening
of
to
this?
this show knows what that is.
Well, if you aren't up to current events,
Anyway, so Trigon goes full power, and then she
Oh,
comes
he's
out.
tired, so he's just gonna be Mr. Poopy Pants over here.
I am a little sleepy. I didn't
Uh-huh.
get good sleep last night.
Yeah, and his mind's preoccupied. He's got things to do later.
I just really want to talk about Titans. I love Titans.
well, let's talk
I'm so
about that.
excited for this show. You have no idea.
Well, if you would just carry on.
So Titan. So Trigon goes full
The
power.
Titans.
That was the only part that was a little rushed. Was he goes full power? He walks out and he's killing everything around him by his
Yep.
footsteps, which was awesome. And then Raven runs out and is like, "Stop it, Daddy!" And then he like gets sucked into the.
I was
into
digging
her
that.
forehead.
Like, yeah, I was digging that whole like scourge of the earth when
Yeah.
he walked out. I
Every
was like,
footstep, all the
whoa.
plants and stuff around him were dying. Yeah.
Because I thought he was going to be like throughout the season. When he did that, I was like, oh, crap. He's going to be like a big bad for a
I didn't
while.
think he was going to be throughout the season. I'm glad he wasn't, to be
Yeah,
honest.
me either. I
I
didn't wanna
think
deal
that
with
when they decide to bring him back, it's going to be a really great. But I'm also really excited to be just with Deathstroke.
That's why it works, though. Exactly what you just said. Because we know he's going to come back.
Right? Yeah, we
So-
know he's going to be a big part.
That's why it didn't seem super silly.
Yeah,
It was just like,
absolutely.
oh, okay. cool.
So what happens after that? So they kind of stop Robin being who he is, and now we're talking about Jason Todd Robin. You know,
Yeah.
they're interviewing the heroes and stuff, and
Titans is back,
Titans
bitches.
are back, bitches!
I
right
love
on
Jason
TV,
Todd in this show.
and who sees him but Slade Wilson, who's retired.
How
Clearly.
great is that? That reminded me of something you had mentioned about other things we've discussed where I was waiting for him to be like in Japan
I was
in
going
a
to say,
cabin.
I was literally going to text you and say that cabin in the woods was exactly my vision.
That's what I thought it was. It was so funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, like cabin in the woods, he's chilling. You can tell You know, Slade in a lot of iterations is always older, so it's
Right.
not a surprise that he's gray, but it looks like he's chilling. Like
He also
he's-
looks like he's solid.
yeah,
He
and
looks
he's
like
still got it
solid.
going on, that's for sure. But he goes into like a local market,
Yeah.
and you can tell he goes a lot because the guy in the stores, like he imported some Japanese tea for him or
Yeah.
something. And he sees Robin, you know, Jason Todd running his mouth on the screen. You can just see the look in his face.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell if it's disbelief or like I need to know what his drive
Well,
is.
and we're
I
gonna
don't
get
know
a
what
little
it is
more of
yet.
that because and again that's so once we're done recapping the episode a little bit. Really?
Oh man,
I wonder
we
if
are
that
just
comes through
getting
on the
it today.
recording.
Oh, it absolutely.
Hold on, I'm
will.
gonna. Oh, it's gone. I was about to pause just because I was like,
And
"Yo."
it's gone.
Yeah. Once we're done recapping the episode, then we are going to talk a little bit about like
Ooh.
the original Judas Contract and stuff. But yeah, he had this look of disbelief, like I can't believe what I'm seeing. The Titans are back because I'm sure he was well aware that after whatever history they had, the Titans disbanded for years.
See, and I forgot about that until you reminded me last week.
Mm-hmm.
Is again, I binged the whole first season of Titans because I watched it after it was all out.
Right.
And to prove that thing like we were talking about earlier, I think I kind of forgot a lot. So in my head, I was like, this is the first iteration of the Titans. Like,
Yeah.
they got together. That's not true.
Right.
They're not the first iteration of the Titans. So you're right. He probably took down the last one or something. So
Yeah, they're the new Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Which again, most of the team was the same, but you get the sense of the history from. Oh, I love that scene. By the way, we'll get to that in a second. But what happens is Dick goes to see Bruce, and he's kind of. I want to tell you why I left, and I want you never really asked, you never really cared, and that was a really interesting scene between.
typical Bruce. He's like, yo, I don't care.
Yeah,
Leave.
between Bruce and Dick was like, I really need you to know why I left. And it was, kind of the heart. It was the same. I need to be my own hero, and I hated what I was becoming, and blah blah blah. Which I think is again part of the misconception that is now sticking to reality.
I
But-
like what he said though, where he goes, I was blaming it on you.
right,
And he was kind of saying, like, some of it is your fault, but a lot of it was me
Right.
turning other things that weren't your fault. And I was like, oh, wow, like, that's very well written.
I mean, again, he's smart. He's grown up now,
Yeah.
and the
He is the chosen son.
and
He's
Brandon
the one.
Thwaites, man, he fits Nightwing. I ship, man, I do.
What's sad is we probably won't see him wear the suit till the finale. If
He
the
was supposed to
finale.
get it by the end of the first fucking season. Like, I'm getting annoyed.
Well, I dig it.
I want Nightwing.
When he said that to Bruce, when he said, I do need something from you, I thought he was going to say, I need a new suit.
I doubt he would go to Bruce for that. He'd probably go to Lucius.
Well, maybe he's saying, I need you to point me in
Maybe,
the direction
yeah.
of somebody who can make me a suit.
But speaking of, he said to Bruce, I need something from you. And what did he give him? He said, I'm thinking of San Francisco. They went to Titan's Tower, which
Right.
was always where Titan's Tower was.
Were you
was in-
crossing your fingers for a big T-shaped building like
yeah,
I was?
100%
Oh,
I
yeah.
was.
I was waiting.
Dude, they even fucked with me. They're zooming out on the building, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking it's
I
gonna
was like,
be,
it's going to be a T.
yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be a stylized version of a T.
Or maybe like something that gives the illusion of a T. I was
Yeah,
waiting for something.
exactly.
Like,
Fuck them. They didn't do
like
it.
a T cut out in the middle of the building.
Yeah. I don't know. I just I definitely wanted the T-shaped building, but so what I want to circle back to is Batman, man. I mean, Bruce Wayne. So earlier in the episode, he kind of said Batman was with the Justice League, and we got some really great just name drops. Like, they name dropped Superman a couple times and
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
They've never been afraid to do that.
They're
either.
not afraid to
For,
do
like,
it.
From the
And he
beginning of
said,
the first
he
season.
said, "Where's Batman?" He said he's with the Justice League overseas. You
Yeah.
know, which just tickled my goose.
Yeah,
And-
because what he was talking to Jason, where he's like, "We're gonna go get someone," and he goes, "Ooh, Superman." He goes, "No."
Well, yeah, that's so funny. How did you feel? I already know how you feel, but tell the people how you felt about Batman. What's his name? I can never remember.
I don't know. I think of him as the Khaleesi's dude from Game of Thrones. But anyways, love the guy as an actor. Great actor. Fantastic actor. Hate him as the pick for Bruce Wayne. So much so that when he showed up in the show, it wasn't even a big deal to me. Like, I was just like, okay.
So I can say and again,
He's too old.
I never watched Game of Thrones, so I don't really have that like knowing him from something. What I will say is I didn't I didn't love his age. Like he
He's
was
too
just
old.
too old. He was a great actor. I thought he really fit the cadence well. He was kind of Bruce Wayne.
If
you
he
know?
was 20 years younger, he'd been amazing.
I couldn't stop looking at his bald spot,
Yep.
just because again he just now seemed like old Bruce Wayne. He really would fit the Batman Beyond Bruce Wayne.
yeah.
But this is supposed to be an active, like current Batman, and I'm having trouble seeing it.
That was the killer for me. And now I remember you and I discussed it that night where I said, I dig him as an actor. He's great.
Right.
He had some great lines. I love the way he delivers them.
Right.
But I can't vision him suiting up and actually believe him being Batman. There's no way. Because they do. They say he's active, like you said. Like, he's not retired Batman. He is current member of the Justice League, active Batman.
Right.
And I'm just not buying it.
that-
And that's
that-
killing me. I'm like, I don't buy it at all. And
Yeah.
Nightwing is awesome. The inevitable Red Hood is awesome. Which we'll talk about that too.
Yeah, we
Oh
are going
my
to talk
God.
a little bit about that because we both got some theories. But the yeah, I thought he was great, man. I thought that there were a couple lines I could hear his accent showing through just a little bit.
I
maybe.
felt like he wasn't even really trying to hide it. Like he was just like
Really?
talking.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he's cool. He's got like a swagger about him, which is
Right.
cool for Bruce Wayne, but he's just too old, man. So,
Like if-
but I'm sure it'll be fine.
like if he played an older James Bond, I would believe it.
yeah, it'd
You
be
know what I
dope.
mean?
But that's what I told you. I said in this setting, Ben Affleck would have been the perfect age. Like if he would have been sitting there as Bruce Wayne, I would have totally believed you were an active Batman. You groomed Nightwing, and you also groomed Jason Todd,
Right.
and you're still better than both of them.
Right.
At this point, I would think Dick Grayson is better than Batman.
Yeah, I think that like in the show you mean because he just again he seems older. That's my gripe, man. He just seems like he's past the point of being active Batman.
I don't think he's going to be a huge part of the show, to tell you the truth. So
I
I'm
know,
not
which
going to
is,
freak
like,
out about it.
Disappointing.
Yeah, but I'm not going to let it ruin
I
it
was
for
watching
me.
Teen Titans Go the other day, and it was
Stan Lee cameo.
no, but
Oh, nothing.
that was great. The Stan Lee cameo was great, but the no, I was watching Teen Titans Go, and they had Batman, and they were drawing this episode because it was like a flashback or like Robin was telling a story,
Yeah.
and when it switched over to the story, they drew it in the Batman the Animated Series episode, and they had Kevin Conroy voice Batman. And because they do that all the time, like when they had the Young Justice guys on.
Oh, you're talking about the show Teen Titans Go.
Yeah, not
oh,
the
I'm
movie.
sorry. I was thinking.
Yeah,
of the
they
movie.
do it all the time in the show. So when they had the Young Justice cast on, they had the same voice actors from the show, and they drew it in their style. So it's really funny, and I love the best part about Teen Titans Go. No matter how much everybody shits on it, it's so full of like just Easter eggs and jokes and winks to comic
all
book
it is.
fans.
Fan
that
service.
It's fantastic. I love it.
They sent me over the edge with the Stan Lee cameo, though.
Yeah,
Like that.
That was in the movie, right? Teen
that
Titans Go
blew
to the
my
movies.
mind. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it just unreal. He
What a
goes,
good
Stan, this is DC. You can't be here.
What
And
a
he was
good
like, I
sport.
love cameos.
Yeah, what a good sport, man. He was such a great soul. I miss Stanley. I love that cameo.
God rest his soul.
Seriously.
But, speaking of something you mentioned, I feel like at the end of this episode, maybe if time permits, we got at least. No, we don't. We'll do it another episode. But how freaking good is Young Justice?
Oh, we're gonna do a whole Young
That's
Justice
what I'm saying. But like,
episode,
just
Fred.
a quick like,
We're
how good
probably
is it
gonna
to
do
you?
that closer to when season 4 is coming out, though.
But like season 3, how good is this show to you?
It's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah,
Young
thank
Justice
you.
Outsiders.
It's-
I wish we had
Oh
done.
my God!
I wish we had done an episode back when it was
Right before
a little more-
Outsiders was coming out.
Well, when it was a little more relevant. No, like right when they did the final 3 episodes.
Oh, okay.
I would have liked to have done an episode that week, but
See, I'm late to the party. I'd
Yeah.
seen the first couple
but
seasons.
you and me were.
And
yeah.
I went back and rewatched it all, and this third season is so good. And you told me it was, and I was like, yeah, and wow. But anyways, to go back to Titans,
Yeah, so Bruce, he was fine as Bruce Wayne, just not as it didn't fit the timeline.
yeah,
but
he's not Batman. Like,
so regardless, they're back at Titan's Tower, and Gar walks into this room,
Yeah,
and it
like
has
the-
like where the suits are
the
displayed,
suit room.
and you have that really awesome moment where it shows like Robin turn around and head smirk, and Hawk turn around, and he has that stupid smirk on his face.
And it wasn't even corny. I thought it was going to be a
No,
little
it was
corny.
very. I'm telling you, it was very cool.
And it was cool because he was like in
Yeah.
awe. Like he was like, oh my god, like
He's
I'm
like,
in the
look at
real
the-
Teen Titans.
Look at the people who have been doing this. He
Yeah.
has not. He didn't transform once in the entire episode, did he?
Nope.
Did he go Tiger at all, even
Nope.
during the Raven stuff?
I think he like. Maybe there was like one point where he kind of got a little growly.
I can't remember.
But he definitely didn't transform.
Yeah.
Was it you that said, or were we just talking about, do we think he's only going to be Tiger, or if he's going to be able to start doing others?
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to change into anything but Tiger in the show.
It works for the show.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't
It
like
works-
it, but it works in the sense
It
of
works
they
fine
can pull
for
it off.
season 1 where he's young, Gar, but
Yeah.
I want to see him transform.
I
into
feel
other
like
stuff.
by the end of this one, he needs to like bust into an elephant or
They
something.
only explained it as that tigers were his favorite animal, so clearly it's got to be a mental thing and something he can change. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because wasn't his gift given to him through like a doctor in the way that they explained it?
Right, the guy from Doom Patrol.
Right.
And that was the same in
And
the
he was doing it
comics.
to save his life because he was
Right.
diseased.
Well, again, that's the same in the comics. And you
Right.
saw it in Young Justice. They did that with season 2 of Young Justice.
Right.
It was a blood transfusion with Martian blood. In that, it was not that way in the comics or in this show. But yeah, so Jason Todd is officially part of the Titans, though. So Jason, I don't know if I expected that. I don't know if I expected Jason Todd to become like one of them.
It makes sense to me because so much in the DC animated universe and other just stories and stuff, you see Nightwing and Damian so much. So there's always Nightwing and a Robin.
I'm wondering if
Or in Young Justice, there's Nightwing and Tim.
yeah, but I'm wondering
So-
if they only did it because people really liked him from the first season.
I
and
could
they
see
wanted
it.
to
He's
put-
awesome.
They wanted to put more of him in the show.
He's basically Steve Stifler from American Pie.
He's got a weird face.
Yeah, he does. He has a very odd face,
Yeah.
but he's so funny, and I like his charisma. And all I
Yeah.
know is that he's going to be the Red Hood.
Yeah, good looking kid, but
So-
he's interesting to me.
He's great. He's,
The,
I think it's cool though, like because I want to see Nightwing in suit and Robin and the rest
Right.
of the team. I want.
Well,
to see
the
that.
reason I say it's interesting is again, so I wanted to talk about a little bit from the comics itself. The original reason that Robin left wasn't because he was like, I'm turning into a hateful monster like you, Bruce. Because back when he left and became Nightwing, Bruce was still like dark and brooding, but he wasn't any. We had never seen some of the stuff we would later see from Batman. He was still This was still back when he said chum, and there was a lot of that kind of camp. So he didn't leave because he thought Bruce took things too far, which is like the current, I guess, iteration, or because he didn't like what he was turning into. He left because he had started the Titans, and Bruce said, "You're spending too much time with the Titans. Robin belongs with Batman. You're either with me or you're not."
And he said, "I'm not."
And he said, "Well, I'm part of this team now. I want to pursue this." And he said, "Okay, turn in your," he said, "Leave the suit." Like
Yeah.
literally, he was like, "Leave the suit." And he left, and he became, Judas Contract, book 3 of the Judas
When
Contract,
he transitioned into
which was Tales of the Teen Titan number 44. I have
which
these
his
written down.
original outfit is just
Right.
take a moment to marvel in that.
First appearance of Nightwing and Jericho were both in number 44. Of
Yeah, it
Tales
was a
of the Teen
double. It
Titan.
was a double whammy. in
What's
that episode.
interesting is the Judas Contract was from 42 to 44, and then the last book was in the annual. So you go to number 45, and it's a completely different story. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And then I looked it up, and the last one was in the annual. They just did a similar thing in Deathstroke, where we just got the last issue of R.I.P. Deathstroke 6 issues after they took a break from the arc R.I.P. Deathstroke.
Wow.
It was really weird. But so Nightwing got his first appearance there, and again, it was just because Bruce gave him an ultimatum. He was like, "Look, you're either with me or you're with the Titans. Leave the suit."
And the one that I always subscribe to, there's another one that people tend to say is, and it's more in line with the first one that you said, where he takes it too far. But it was more like, to say it simply, like he was outgrowing Robin.
Right.
Like he just needed his own identity.
Well, and that
I always
was
kind of dug that one.
that's like the natural progression, man.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was exactly what they all had in their mind when they were
Had
writing.
to spread his wings.
So if I'm not
so to
mistaken, the Judas Contract stuff was written by Marv Wolfman and George Perez. I think did the
And
art.
Marv also did Deathstroke, so
Did he? Did
Yeah.
Marv Wolfman do Deathstroke? So, I'm sure that they had those thoughts of, look, we think that he needs to become his own person. We're going to start moving it this way. And I'm sure that has happened. That again, now that's kind of a staple. Nightwing kind of set that table, right? He kind of set that idea of sidekicks can't stay sidekicks.
Yeah.
Yes, and you see it really hard in Young Justice because
Oh,
again,
yeah, that's like a
season 3 of
driving
Young
force.
Justice, Aqualad is now Aquaman, and Aquaman, Arthur Curry, is just King of the Atlantis.
Which is so funny because as a viewer, when you start watching that show, you naturally, well, I'll say for myself, I can't speak for everybody, but you're naturally like, these are all sidekicks, right? So it's like, oh, these are all a team of sidekicks. And then they are upset because that's what they're known as. But you realize quickly, you're like, these people are so much more than just sidekicks. Like,
right.
but they were good in their role. Like, that's what they were needed for at the time. It's almost like their mentors knew. They're like, I'm going to groom you.
Right.
And I know you're going to be better than me one day. But, I mean, that blew my mind, like what you just said, when it said recognized Aquaman.
Yeah.
And then it showed Calder. I was like,
Yeah, really cool stuff.
with a badass new suit. That was awesome.
So going back to Deathstroke himself, Deathstroke was introduced in the new Teen Titans number 2, and
Where his son took all the credit for his kills.
well, kind of. So the idea was that Hive had sent Jericho. Hive gave Jericho the powers before they had given them to Deathstroke, and well, you know what? No, I don't know if that's actually
No,
true.
I was going to say that doesn't sound right.
I don't think that's true. But they had given him the same powers, but he had the way. So the idea was that Deathstroke had, because of this procedure, which is basically the super soldier serum from Marvel.
Yeah, he's like bad Captain America. Is
Right.
what he is with a
But
sword.
that he unlocked 90-something% of his brain, right? That was the idea, which they don't say anymore because they debunked that whole, like, you don't use 10% of your brain. I love that. It was like, scientists say, you no longer use, or it's not true that you use 10% of your brain. You kind of need the whole thing to function. But the,
With all your involuntary...
right, the, what's it called? So that was the idea, though. He had unlocked 90% of his brain use. He also had faster reflexes, muscle density, stuff like that. So he had not super speed and super strength, but enhanced speed and strength and reflexes and whatnot. So they did the same procedure to, not Jericho, to Grant. They did it to Grant, and they said, "Go kill the fucking Titans. We're tired of them. Like,
Yep.
they're annoying. Go kill the Teen Titans, please." And that was his contract. So he went and attempted to kill the Teen Titans. Spoiler alert, didn't go the way he had intended it to.
Wah, wah.
And he ended up actually dying because of the use of the powers.
Idiot. Because it killed him a little bit every time he used it.
Right. So the more he used the powers, the more... And his body... It was kind of like that idea. His body couldn't handle it the way that Slade's body could handle it.
Definitely not like father, like son in this scenario. 'Cause
Well-
Slade can use his powers like a boss, and it doesn't deteriorate him
Right.
at all.
And so he called himself Ravager. Grant was the original Ravager.
Yep.
So Slade, you see by the end of the issue, which was a total shock to readers, he's standing over the grave, and it says Grant Wilson, beloved son, and whatever. And he says, I'll avenge my son. You didn't know the whole issue that was his son.
I was going to say it's funny because I can't lie and be like, oh, I came up reading all of these in continuity. No, I read things like Judas Contract after.
Oh, yeah,
Of course. I mean, look at when we were born and stuff. So,
Well, so...
but
and-
so
and
like it's funny to read it now and you're like, I know the whole time.
You have the new Teen Titans number 2. You have the first Deathstroke
Yes.
graded. That was... Do you remember what year? It was 1980, I think. It says... I know it's on the
I think so.
the
It's like 80 or 82 stands out to me.
pretty
but
sure it's 80.
You would know.
And I know on the... I'm a
It was a
nerd.
hell of a gift from a hell of a guy.
I bought it for him.
He did.
But on the back, it has an amazing O.J. Simpson advertisement.
Dude.
For...
That tripled the value. Like,
like, for you.
really? An O.J. Simpson
Yeah.
ad on the back of the
It's-
first appearance of Deathstroke? You got a killer on the front and a killer on the back.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it couldn't have... it could have been in the 70s, but I know it's in the 80s. I think it was 1980.
That sounds right.
And it's got an OJ. It's for boots. I don't remember
Which,
what.
thank you again, by the way.
Yeah, of course,
I
man.
cherish that thing.
I don't remember. Just remembering when Christmas comes.
I don't know where it is, though.
Oh my god.
I'll find it.
I hope you're kidding. No, and then shortly after, I bought myself the first appearance of Nightwing because again, I love.
Had to one up He had to one up what he got me.
Yours is way more valuable than mine.
Oh, yeah.
Get
Mine's
out of
the
here.
shit.
Yours was literally
I'm
twice.
surprised you gave it to me.
Mine's a 9.4. I don't remember what yours is graded at.
I'm surprised you gave it to me.
Like-
I thought you were gonna be like, hey, look what I got.
Yeah, yours is literally yours costs more than twice what mine costs. Yeah, but
Well,
I love,
it's all about
no
the
it's,
value
it's
in your
not
heart.
dollars and cents. It really is just it. I want to. I know how big a fan you are.
well, it's
And
like the thing you gave me, the one you gave me with it also.
I was gonna say,
is
I got
just
you-
as valuable to
yeah,
me in a sense.
I gave you the other
So,
book that is that amazing cover of Deathstroke versus Red Hood. I love
best
that
freaking cover ever.
I still think
done.
about getting that tattooed on my body. all
I
the
asked
time.
my artist, and he said I can't do it on your arm. I'd have to do it on like your thigh. So I'm like, let me get a second opinion.
You should do it on your like back. I wouldn't do it on your arm either.
Well,
Just seems like a lot to wrap around an arm.
well, yeah, you're right because I do have small arms.
Get it on your titties.
Excuse me.
Your nipples can be their ears.
I've already got Heath Ledger on my right boob.
Oh, I forgot. You do have the
I
Joker.
didn't. See him. See him every day.
Anyways, so yeah, Deathstroke, and it's a really interesting origin. I suggest New Teen Titans #2. I suggest you guys read it on the DC Universe app or online or wherever you read your stuff.
If that story sounded halfway interesting to you guys, the New 52 redid it. It's called Legacy.
Right.
Basically, take out the Judas Contract part, and you get the Grant and Slade origin, and it's actually great. The art's weird, but fantastic story.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. I want to catch up on all the Rebirth stuff because I'm reading the current Rebirth run, but I came in after the R.I.P. Deathstroke stuff because it tied into Year of the Villain.
Yep.
And now it's like I have to read everything like up to this point.
Well, I feel
need
like
to know.
now with some of the things you're doing work-wise, like I need to get more current because I need to be like, hey,
I keep
grab
telling
me
you,
some of
man,
this
you need
stuff.
to get a pull list. Like
I used to always have one.
I
You
know.
say it like I
You-
don't know what that means.
I never said that, but you used to have
attacking
one.
me.
You used to have a pull list. Does not help us now. I need you to have a current.
So,
pull
but
list.
Titans, moving on. So where did we leave off? So we left
So
off. We were talking
Slade-
about Bruce.
Right.
We talked
Well,
about
so they're in
Slade.
Titan's Tower, and
Oh, yeah,
they're
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
looking around. Jason Todd finds like the really great workout area, and
Oh yeah, because he's like, you gotta be shit.
they're all
What does
looking
he say?
around.
I love how they cuss in the show because it's so, like, it's almost so far in between you forget that they cuss.
Right.
And then one of them drops like,
They
"Are
said-
you shitting me?" Or,
They said fuck a lot
A
in
lot.
that episode. The Coriander's not with them, so we don't know when
Oh,
she's
yeah,
gonna
Corey
return.
left.
She was
"Oh,
like,
we forgot they split."
yeah,
right.
she was like, I gotta go do stuff, and
So-
he was like, cool, we love you.
So the split was Dick took Jason and Raven
Right, and Beast
And-
Boy.
and Beast Boy, and he offered a spot to whoever else wanted to go.
Oh, fun fact. All through the 80s with these books, the Tales of Teen Titans and the New Teen Titans and all the stuff we've been talking about, he was never Beast Boy. His original name was Changeling.
Oh, yeah.
and he had that name for like a decade.
I like Beast Boy better though.
No, of course, Beast Boy is a better name.
Changeling's not bad.
But
either.
if you think about, I was just going to say, if you think about it, if they had left him as Changeling, it probably would have stuck just as hard and nobody would think any different.
Beast
Pe-
Boy goes
people
with his
honestly
personality better.
people honestly would be like if I was like, fun fact, Changeling was like going to be changed to Beast Boy, right? People would have been like, Beast Boy, that's a stupid fucking
See?
name. yeah. You goat.
I feel like that's a silly alternative.
But yeah, so
Where's that guy coming from?
I'm a big
So
fan.
So yeah, so they split.
Right.
Forgot to mention this. After the Trigon resolution, they split up. Basically, Dick saying, "Yo, there's a place I gotta go.
Right.
Whoever wants to come with me can come." So Jason goes because Jason's all like, "Hell yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
Raven goes because those two are like a tight little tandem now. Not like romantically, but like they're like sibling level
Right.
now. So she goes, and Gar goes as well.
Right.
And
There is that kind of border where, like, for a minute, I thought they were looking at each other, like Dick and Raven. Thought they were looking at each other with, like, those sexy eyes. And then I think something was, like, clicked in my head that was like, no, it's like a big brother honestly looking down.
Yeah.
And
No,
being like, this is my family.
I
Like,
get that too because I thought the same thing. But then when it made that turn, it was like a sibling love. Like where it's
Right.
like I will die for you.
Right.
100 all the time. But Gar definitely wants to
100.
get with her. Yeah, Gar wants to get up with Raven.
And
so-
I got to tell you, they're adorable.
Yeah.
They're I'm such a sap
works.
for that stuff, but honestly, they are so cute together. I want that to happen.
So they split off. Basically, Corey. Damn, what's Wonder Girl's name?
Donna Troy.
Dawn.
Jesus.
Corey, Donna Troy, Hawk and Dove were there.
Right.
Obviously, Hawk and Dove were like, "Yo, we're going home. We're out."
Well, because they were part of the original Titans.
Yeah,
so
they're like, "We're good."
They're not like, let's jump back into this.
Corey's still trying to figure out what the hell she is and what she's supposed to do.
Right.
And Donna, I think, is just like not sure. She'll join the team later, I'm sure.
Well, she has her own shit going on.
yeah,
so she's like,
they all take off. They go off, catch us back up to what you've been describing, where they're at Titan's Tower.
Right.
Pretty great reveal. They all kind of settle in. Let's circle back to Slade, because I think this is how the episode played out, actually. Circles back to Slade
Oh, so Slade goes and he's like,
in a nice-ass house.
hey, Wintergreen. Is it? Oh, no, that's not Wintergreen.
Peabody.
Peabody.
Yeah.
Thank you. Who was Wintergreen?
Wintergreen was Billy. That was his best
That was
friend.
the guy who was in the British Army.
So there's different versions. If you watched Arrow, Billy was the original Deathstroke. So that might confuse a lot of people. Billy
Really?
Wintergreen was like, him and Slade were both like Deathstroke. Do you
Right.
remember that from season 1? It was actually really
yeah,
cool.
I do remember that a little bit.
It was sick. Like
they
were
weren't
both,
Deathstroke, but that's where he gets the mask and
They
everything.
both
from.
wore
Right,
the
yeah.
mask, and Billy was his best friend. And blah blah blah.
I just remembered in the Judas contract when they did the origins, Wintergreen was in the British Army.
Yes.
and they just turned out it's like he owed him his life.
Yeah.
and he loved him, and he's like, I would lose my life for this man because he saved it, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense, but
if, if you could say Slade has a best friend, it would be Wintergreen.
right. And then Peabody is just the guy who helps him with the icon suits and
Yeah.
like his gear and stuff.
He's his arms dealer.
he
pretty
also gets him his jobs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. So they
Winter-
hit us with a bunch of stuff. So you see Slade again. Again, he was in a cabin. Like
Well, hold on one second. Wintergreen doesn't really show up in current iterations of stuff, right?
he's in Rebirth.
Is he?
Yeah, episode 1. I know you read this. When in episode 1 of Deathstroke, he's the one that's
Episode?
like he's issue 1. He's like a prisoner of war. He's held captive. Slade
Oh,
goes to
yeah.
get him. That's Wintergreen.
You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Because they show him in the flashbacks with Grant. And
Yeah, you're right.
All the kids, but so anyways, they cut to Slade. Mind you, we only saw him once at this point, and he was in a cabin. Went to the little store, yada yada. Saw the TV, got pissed off, disappeared.
Well, so this is kind of funny because he just like rings a doorbell and the door opens and he's like, he's standing there and he's built, dude.
Yeah, dude is
he's
jacked.
great. He's fucking built, and he's just standing there like I'm a badass, you know. And Peabody's like, come on in, you know. People have been asking about your work, and he's like, I bet they have.
Yeah.
And so clearly they're giving you the idea Slade's ready to come out of retirement.
Well,
right?
I love this part too because you think you know who it is at that point, like the characters and where he's at, but you don't know.
Of course
So he
you
wa-
know. What
well,
do you mean?
I'm-
Of course.
Let me lead to this point. This is why I'm saying
Oh,
this.
right,
I
I
like
know.
when they go downstairs and he's like, "Do you want me to put in the code?" He goes, "No, I got it. I mean, it's my house."
Right.
You're just like, "Oh, okay." And then here's the big moment of the whole episode for me, and I know for you because you freaked out and ruined it for me because I
freaked
hadn't
out
seen
hard.
the episode.
Yeah.
So he goes in there and just imagine, well, Deathstroke, but
Right.
imagine John Wick, Matrix, steroids, just armory, just stuff everywhere, guns everywhere.
Oh, you're right.
just-
So it's like that scene in John Wick where like they open the doors. Of course, the walls are lined with guns.
Yes.
And a lot of like LED lights and cool stuff.
Well, it's like in the Matrix where he's like, I need guns, lots of guns, and they all.
I like that scene in John Wick 2 where he said the same thing.
Yeah, well, that's the point.
Well, I was gonna say it was a throwback to the Matrix
Yeah.
or like a Easter egg. And he goes, how about something Austrian this time? And he
Right.
and he shows him the Glocks, and I thought that was really funny.
Got any cutlery? Of course. But anyway, so they show you all the weapons, and if you know anything about Deathstroke, he's the baddest freaking mercenary in all the DC Universe, assassin. And then, kind of like what you said, I didn't know we were going to see it in the first episode, man. They and its full glory, other than Slade being in it, they show the suit full on for the first time, full detail, like close up. You get all
Yeah.
the details, and let me tell you, other than the Jason X helmet. That suit is amazing. That is the
I will
best
say,
live action
I-
suit I've ever seen.
I looked at it a couple times, and you're right. He does look like Jason X, but it still looks really bad.
the helmet is obnoxious. The
I
armor is
love all of
perfect. The armor is perfect. The helmet, I can even get away with the Deadshot eye, the reticle. I can get away with that. I mean, what's that going to do for him? He has no eye there. He's got the reticle on the eye that doesn't exist.
Well, maybe in this iteration, it acts as a cybernetic eye.
I doubt it. But
You doubt
good
it,
point.
or you don't want it to be that?
I don't care. He looks like Jason. They ruined the helmet. It's
I
driving
don't.
me
I
nuts.
disagree. We go into our Facebook page. We put at the Bat in the Hat Facebook page. We put a picture up of Arrow. You remember the picture?
Joe
It was-
Manganiello.
Yeah, Arrow, the DCEU, and
Titans.
And
just like we talked about. I just want Titans armor with Joe's helmet, except the colors would have to be changed to match.
right. Of course, they would have
But
to
that
be
helmet was
darkened or lightened or whatever.
So, but yeah, and then what? The episode. Where'd the episode end? It kept going after that,
I
right?
can't remember if anything happened after that. Honestly,
I think it something did, but
no.
I can't either.
They were in Titan's Tower and they were just like, we're all friends and we're all Titans.
Let's
and
all be a team.
We're gonna have great missions and times together.
It's a good mission, short
I
mission.
I hope nobody from our past comes and spoils the fact that we're all having fun being Titans. Hashtag Deathstroke.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. We're gonna watch episode
Vindicators
2 tonight.
2.
Huh? What?
And you say you watch Rick and Morty. Come on, give me a break.
Oh, Vindicators 2. Yeah, I do watch Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, by the way, first of all, go fuck yourself. Second of all, November 2019, Rick and Morty season 4.
Yeah, I know because I'm a fan of the show, which is apparently like you shouldn't be one, right? Isn't it like the Nickelback of shows?
No, what?
You're not allowed to be.
You just have to have a very high IQ to love Rick and Morty.
Well, I don't, and I love the show. It's a good mission, short mission.
But yeah, so it was awesome. We're gonna watch episode 2 tonight, and we probably won't do another Titans episode till we get about halfway through. What do you think, Matt? About halfway through the season,
Or when it ends.
or when it ends? Whatever.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Joker coming up. We got
Yep.
a lot of things in the coming
Yep.
months that we can discuss.
Oh, keep in mind, 2 weeks from now, we're going to have special guest Luke Stone, and he's going to talk about what he's writing, what he's doing, what he's putting out. And we're going to give you all the good information on our Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/the Bat in the Hat podcast. Well, actually, I think it's facebook.com/Bat Hat official. I don't remember, but
You're so tired that you're starting to sound like a Muppet.
am I?
Yeah, you're going inch.
I am a Muppet.
Currently phone here.
But yeah, thank you guys. We wanted to do a short episode just because we really loved Titans. And what fuckwad?
Just take a nap.
Like right now? Do you want me
Yeah.
to pause?
Here,
take a
I'll
nap?
sign off. Hey, anyways, we just want to take time to thank all the listeners, the viewers, people on our social media. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it. We're going to have a lot of good content coming up. Luke Stone in 2 weeks on our next episode. It's been an absolute pleasure. Dick Grayson, do you have anything else to add?
Good night, Matt's mom.
Good night, Matt's mom. Have a great day. Have a blessed day. Enjoy your weekend. Try the Popeyes chicken sandwich. Yeah. Bye.
Good night, folks.